In this video, I'm going to review the first third of Microsoft Teams for Dummies from here. I got it on Amazon. So you can download the Microsoft Teams app for desktop here, and you could also download it from your App Store for your iPhone. And you could download it for, you could just type in My PC down here. So let me do that. My PC. Then you can right click and then go to Properties. And you could see which version of Windows you have. So I have Windows 10 Home. So you could decide which one you want to select. And then, in addition to downloading Microsoft Teams, I recommend you sign up for a Microsoft 365 for Business account, specifically for business, not a personal account, not like a 365 personal subscription. Sign up for this, and then make sure it's for business, because that enables you to have Teams enabled on your Microsoft Teams per my prior video. And the Teams, it adds an extra layer of functionality to the Microsoft Teams app. So this is the Microsoft Teams app right here, and basically in this video I'm going to review like the very important parts of Microsoft Teams, and then I have my phone over here which I can screen share, and let me just connect to it right now because I guess it disconnected real quick. So I'm just going to mirror my screen, click activate, and I'm going to share my screen with my PC so that you can also follow along with the mobile app. Alright, so like I have the Microsoft Teams mobile app over here, which I can open up, and I'll go over like the calendar and all this other stuff, so I'll do that in a little bit. So yeah, basically let me go over to Microsoft Teams and like start talking about it. So like it's basic. I mean, once you sign in, like you have your business account, you download the teams.exe download, and it's like teams_windows_x64.exe. Once you open up the app, you'll get prompted to log in, and then you could add your phone number, add your first name, your last name, and basically this is what it looks like once you log in. You'll see like the chats over here. And if you click like your name up here and you go to manage account, you can see under like you can see like all like these different settings and like all these permissions and stuff, which I'll review later. So like I had like another Microsoft 365 yearly subscription, and it gives you access to the same thing as like the $4 a month Microsoft Teams Essentials. But you still need a business account in order to use the Teams button, which is important. So if you click your name up here and you go to manage account and you go to general, over here you could have it so it like auto starts the application when you log into Windows, and you could have keep the application running in the background so that you can receive messages and stuff when you're not actually you don't have like the application open. And you could like open new chats in the main window or in new windows if you want pop-ups. If you don't want pop-ups because you're busy and you're clicking around a lot, you can just keep it in the main window so you don't have to deal with floating message boxes everywhere. Then under devices, you can change your audio devices. So here I have like my audio input, which I'm using to record, and you could have like your speaker where you want to hear your audio, and then you have like your microphone, which is your speaking, and then you could set a few other things like your camera, so you could adjust like your camera controls and stuff if you need a video chat with people. So I'm gonna close out of this, and I mean in chat over here you could basically click right up here. Let me just maximize the screen. You click up here and you could start a new chat, and you could type to like a person, name, or group of people. And if you go over here to here, you can basically like when you're creating a chat, you could just be like VBA tutorial and then VBA tutorial code 2, and you could just call this like a group name. So you could click up here and be like, this is group 1. I think channels are more important than groups, but you could like name the group and be like, hello group of people, and it's just called group 1 over here. And you can modify the name up here if you need to change the name of the group chat, so you can, but I mean channels are way cooler, but that's like a basic chat conversation. You need at least 2 people in order to start a group chat, and then you could have way more people. Then up here you can see the people in the group chat, and you could add more people if you need to add more people. And on see the main screen on the bottom left or up here, you could like add people, and you could include the chat history or not include the chat history. If you have at least 3 people when you're adding people, you get this option, but otherwise you don't. So you could basically include like the prior chat history while you're adding people back to the group in case someone wasn't in there, and they now are in there. So basically, like over here in the calendar, you have like the calendar, which syncs with Microsoft Outlook and with the mobile app. So if you create an event in Microsoft Outlook, it'll appear over here. And then if you create in your mobile app, if you basically go to your calendar over here, let me open this up. I'll go over to my calendar. And I'll just click the plus at the top right, and over here I'll just be like a meeting, and you could add your participants here. So I'll just be like VBA tutorial code, and like VBA tutorial code, like done. And you could like share it to a channel too, so I'll show you how to create channels a little bit. They're very useful within Teams. And then you could change the time over here, and then you select done once you set up your meeting. So I did December 14th at 4:30 p.m. So now over here, let me go to my calendar. Like here's a meeting that I just set up, so I could open it, join it, and then obviously it'll be like a video meeting, which I just set up from my phone. So I'll be able to like set up meetings with people, and when I add it to a channel, obviously the meeting gets added over to the channel, and you create new conversations within this channel, and you could like collapse all the responses, and it's kind of like a timeline within channels, and channels can have files. So you could have like email messages, and these .eml messages, they only open in the desktop app, but on like the phone app, the .eml Outlook messages, they don't open properly. So you could read it on desktop easily. So you could organize like all of your files, your emails, and you could also copy the link to here, and you can post it in the channel. So you could be like, let me go files, email message, copy the link, select copy this time, and then go to my channel. I'll create a new conversation, I'll paste a link to the email message, and then I just clicked on it and I opened it over here. So that opened up this as SharePoint, so I could open it there. So you could link to your files over here, or if you're clicking in the files, and you could obviously open it up directly within your file. So you can read this email that you saved here. So obviously it has like whatever name you put in it, so you could kind of like organize your emails, and then you could also organize any of the files within your channel. And like for example, your chats, you could always like if you like a message, you could click here and you could save this message, and then if you go up here, you go to saved, and you can see all your saved messages in order. And I mean, if you have like a lot of teams, like you could change the name of the teams, and then you could basically pin a team. So I pinned channel 1 up here because it's like very important, so I could unpin it, and then obviously it's not there anymore, so I could pin this up here. So you go to your like most active kind of like channels and stuff, and organize your conversations around specific names, and you could have different channels within a team dedicated to certain things. And obviously you could change like the channel moderators, permissions, who can talk, and if you want notifications for specific channels and don't want. So basically Yeah, this Teams button, it's not available unless you're a business user. So I showed you how to sign up for a business account and basically become a business user. So obviously each team, they could have max of 250 members. If you go over to Teams, I basically, let me close this out. You could click down here, you could select join or create a team. So over here you could create a team. So let me just unpin this over here. Right now I just have like the vbhtoiletcode.com developers. So this is a team here, and I could create a team. And you could do it from a group or a team. So I showed you how to create a group with however many people when you're in a chat, but you could actually load that chat into a team already. So I'm just going to do from a group or team, and I'm going to do from an existing Microsoft group or team, and you copy over like an existing team that you've created. It looked like it didn't let me select groups, but basically you could from your original team you could include like the apps, the members, the tabs, the team settings, and the channels are automatically brought over. So you could make like a private version of a previous team. So I'm just gonna do one from scratch though. You don't own any Microsoft 365 groups with fewer than 5,000 people to create a team from. So looks like I don't own a group, so let me just discard this and go back to chat and go to my group over here. And I'm not sure like why I don't own this chat or this group since I created it, but yeah, I guess I'm just going to go over here and just create a team from scratch, and I'll do public. I can do private if you want private, so I'm going to give my team a name, and I'll be like team 1. And you can give like a description over here, and select create. So I just created a team. It says it's completed. So you can start adding people to the team. So I'm just gonna, let me just type out a few names. Alright, I'll just skip that. So I just created like here over here, and you could basically click over here and you could add members, add channels, or you can manage the team settings. So people get notified under notifications or activity up here when you add them to a team in notifications, and anyone can join public teams. And then obviously private teams, they have to be invited in order to join them. So the team owner can have up to 100 team owners, and you could add members, and team owners can approve or deny requests to join, create channels, change team settings, because you could search for teams up here. So, but I mean, you could also just get a link to the team and you could send it to people and they could request to join, or they could join, or you could just add them if you're the moderator. So you could view the analytics of your team. So over here, go to manage team, go to analytics, you can see who's most active, when people are talking, what are the most active channels, meetings, you can see meetings and engagement and last 7 days and all this different type of like analytics. So you can, I guess, see what like the most talked about topic is or anything. And then obviously over here you could add the apps. So the apps are kind of, I think the mobile application is the most important one, because it links to your phone. You could add reminders, you could add calendar, you could start meetings, and I think the calendar is very important if you watch my Microsoft Outlook for Dummies. I like to just play Tetris with my calendar and just drag stuff around, because the tasks, they kind of pile up the calendars. You can move them around day by day, and it's more interactive, and it also integrates Microsoft Teams. That's all you really need. And you could also assign stuff to people if you need to. So a team member can view, change documents depending on permissions. So you could limit people from changing documents if you don't want them to. And like guest users, non-licensed, limited access, outside email addresses. So you could include people from outside companies to have access to certain things. That's kind of pointless unless you needed like whatever. So over here, I'm just gonna select manage team again. That's where I am right over here. So you can see all the members and guests. You see the channels. So it automatically creates the general channel when you create a team. So a channel is an area of a team to chat about a topic, add files. So here's files. Posts are over here, so you could start a new conversation. And like here's like convo 1, start it. And then you get like replies, like reply 1 about this thing. So yeah, basically, like you could do like a lot of replies and then collapse them all. And you could also save this message. So up here, you go up to saved, and you could see you could save that convo. Be like, all right, so that's that kind of thing. This is something I saved, and you get a link to this channel. So yeah, this is like a saved convo in case you need to like save something and link back to it later. So that's kind of useful for just like bookmarking stuff. And every channel has files and wiki at the top. So files, you can upload files and access them from the mobile app. So over here, let me go over to my mobile app. I already disconnected, it looks like. 1 second. It's kind of annoying. Yeah, so, and then over here on the wiki, it's kind of like Wikipedia. So you can kind of like organize in an outline fashion, and then link each of all of the different stuff that you're working on. So, I mean, obviously, let me open up my Teams app here. Let me minimize this a little bit. So, like in the mobile app, like I go to my Teams, like I already showed you how to like how to use the calendar. But I mean, in your Teams, I could go to like my channel. And if I like something, I could click the ... and then I could click save, and then I'll have that like saved for later. So I click save, and then if I click up here, I could set like my status as like busy or whatever. I could go to my settings, and I could change my like notifications if you want to hear messages when you're in meetings or not. You go to general activity if you want notifications within over here. And obviously, if you go to like the settings on your iPhone, you could scroll down to Teams, and you could enable sounds or banners so that you have the stuff pop up at the top, or you get sounds for different things. So that's general activity, sounds. And then over here, profile, you could upload a picture to your profile, messages. You could enable read receipts. Data and storage, I mean, if you don't have unlimited for your phone, you could clear history and stuff. And calling, yeah, basically basic simple stuff. So calls, you can call people. Calendar, you can create events and start meetings. Chat, you could view all your chat activity. You get notifications about specific things. And then more, you could go to like files. You can go to save. So I saved that message over here. So that's kind of cool. You can click more, go to saved. Let me close this out. So each one of these, each conversation is called a thread within a channel. So whenever you click team, you can see all the channels underneath the team. So right now I just have like the general channel. And basically if you click your team up here, go to manage team, you go to channels, and you can add a channel. So it could be like channel 2. You put a description, privacy, and you could automatically show it in everyone's channel list. Click add if they're in the team. So you got a new channel over here, which you could add files, you could add posts, and then you could add a tab over here so you can see all the different apps. You could add a wiki, which is like an outline kind of thing. You got Salesforce. So you have like a few different things. You could like add an Excel file and like add a PowerPoint and say like here is slide by slide what you need to do for this team. So you can organize it and like outline however you want, and it has a lot of different Microsoft apps that are free and integrated directly into Microsoft Teams. So over here I have in my channel 1, I have files. So I have like an Excel file. You can't run macros from Microsoft Teams, but you can open the files, you can create new sheets, new tabs, etc. So you could design and update information in here, and you could have everything saved locally and sync. You could download stuff, etc. So it's very useful. You can search for keywords in standard or private channels. So if you're in a channel, you could search for specific words that you're trying to learn about, and then obviously you create like a wiki with search terms and how to navigate. So you can organize all your stuff. If you click over here for manage the channel, you could do the channel settings. You could do channel moderation. You could say who the moderators are for a channel and who could start new posts. If you want to limit the topic moderator to be whoever is in charge of that particular topic, you could allow people to reply, not allow them to reply. So you could change the settings. And obviously you could pin a channel at the top, so pin it up here. And you can focus on particular channels that you want to learn more about or not learn more about. So you could ignore the information, you could not ignore it if you want. You could add notifications for it if you don't want to read about it or not. So so at the top of a channel, if you press up here, you could get a email address for the channel, and you could send copies of emails to Microsoft Teams channel by copying the email. And basically you could take this email address and you can email the Microsoft Teams, and yeah, so you could email the Microsoft Teams also. So like anyone could send emails to this address, and you could change like the settings for it. So let me go to the channel, get email address, advanced settings. So you could change the settings, and you could accept email from only particular channels, and like here is the email address to this particular channel and team. So you could integrate email into it in addition to saving emails within files. You could make email a part of the team or a part of the channel, so it's kind of a way of organizing your stuff. So under your channels, they have a thing called connectors. So connectors connect to other apps like forms. You create surveys, quizzes, polls, etc. And yeah, so connectors, you could add apps to a particular channel. So you got the apps on the channel, and then you go to like your team, you can manage a team, and you could add apps to the particular team. So you could add apps to the team and apps to the channel. And yeah, you could add a team picture. So if you go over here to manage team and settings, you could do a team picture, member permissions. So you could have settings, moderator settings for who could create channels, etc., who can remove apps, who can do what. And so you could add moderation settings to the channel or to the team. So if I go over here to manage channel, and obviously you could have channel moderation. So you could have moderation for the team, moderation for the channel, etc. So if you ever want to mention someone, so you can reply, be like, at this person, be like, hey, so they get a notification at the top, so you could directly address someone, put an ampersand, and reference them. So you could set a status up here. If you click on your name, you can set a status message, be like, out of office, and show when people message me. Click done. Alright, display until this time. Custom, you can display until then. So you can see out of office. Then up here, you go to saved, view all your saved conversations, or your saved channel, or your saved group. So you could add a person to a group. So up here, you click up here and just add people to an existing conversation, obviously, and then You can include and not include. So down here is the send icon. So when you type something out, if you don't press enter, you could click over here and click send. That's send down there. You can add a title. So yeah, I already showed that, how to add the title for the group chat. You can pin a chat at the top too. So you click up here and you can pin it. So if you want to kind of pin a group chat or a person in particular, or a channel or a team in particular, you could pin stuff. So yeah, you could edit the team too. Click down here, you could edit the team name if you need to adjust the team name. If you need to edit the team channel, you could change the name if something gets renamed. So to access apps, obviously you right click here, you select manage team, you go to apps. So here are all the different apps here, and obviously under channel you could manage the connectors. So you work with the connectors within the app with each channel for each team. So files is a SharePoint site. It has emails, links to Excel files. So files over here, and wiki is a page for customizing notes. So it's the same location as files on SharePoint, and it can link to emails saved on files. So on my wiki over here, I could link to the files app email 1 on SharePoint. So you can copy the files. You go over here to the email, and you can click here and copy the link, and then on the wiki you can paste it, and you can customize the link. So this would be like text that displays here, and this is the address that it actually goes to. So you can link to the email, so you can view all the different emails in an outline format. Under Manage Teams, you can go to Apps, and you can see more apps over here. So you can see all the apps that they have. They have a lot of different apps and stuff. And then let me go to my teams, Manage Team, Apps. So up here you go to Manage Account, and you go to App Permissions. So you could set what particular apps have access to, like notifications, external links, if you can speak into the app or not. Yeah, so I guess I'll go back to connectors again. So connectors are within the channel for an app. So a connector is a connection to some type of software service that allows that service to provide updates directly to teams and into your channel. So you could add a connector for Twitter, and you can see tweets directly in the channel. It's a way to stay up to date with things that are happening outside of Teams without having to leave the Teams channel. So yeah, the mobile app, basically you install it from the App Store, and you could enable microphone for calls when you start up the app and log in, or you go to iPhone settings, Teams, and enable microphone or notifications for banners and sounds. So let me go and show that real quick. So I'll go to my settings, and then I'll open up my thing. Just broadcast. Just gonna select mirroring, start my broadcast. Alright, so I'm within settings, and then I select Teams. So you can, under notifications, you could enable sounds, you could enable banners so that they appear. You could do temporary or persistent so that they always appear at the top of your phone. And you could show previews always. So you could control all of your sounds. And obviously I already showed you, if you open up your calendar in Teams, you can add an event for a meeting. and you can join on your phone also. So you can click join on your phone. And in the mobile app, if you click the top left, you can see your status. You can see, you can change your profile picture if you click your profile picture. And under the channels, you can view all the files. And up here, you click your name, you can change your number, you go to settings, notifications. So you could change like whether you get like reminders for meetings. So you click meetings, and you get a reminder every time meetings start, reminder all meetings. And you could have mute on mute, so you can mute yourself from your phone. And you could obviously go to chats, and if you see a message that you want to save, you can hold it down and then click save. You just click on it, hold it down, and click save. And over here on more, you could go to saved. You could see your saved messages again. And yeah, that's basically it for the first video. Thank you for watching my video.